What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Gmias back in the house. I just want to take this time out real quick to, give a definite rest in peace to Maya Angelou. For those that don't know who she was, very accredited author, self-proclaimed doctor, although she never, received the degree from college. Pretty much, these are the type of things that make me go into a vicious rage when I, go anywhere and I see, black African American Negroes, running around with their pants by their ankles, and they got hairstyles like females, and it's like ponytails and all kinds of crazy shit going on. Like, at some point, like I said, I don't make excuses, and as much as I can go from one realm of the spectrum to the other, we're all accountable for what we do. It's just more prevalent in the black African American community. And, Maya Angelou, going through the things that she went through, the Jim Crow laws, segregation in the South. And, not only that, actually being a part of the whole situation, being raped by her stepfather when she was 7. He was eventually beaten to death, by a mob, after that happened. But, at 7 years old, for her to be able to have done those type of things in that type of era where, in the era where they didn't really care about, black African American Negro life, she was still able to, muster up the strength to do that. It was definitely something that was special about Maya Angelou, more than just her poetry or her her autobiographies and things like that she wrote. And it kind of humbles me to see, and it makes you recollect, to figure how the freedom that even though we all know we're not free, it's about, we have certain type of leniencies. We have liens on ourselves now where we're able to do certain things, but we all know that there's the government oversees a lot more than they should, at this day and age that we live in today. But at the same time, it makes you think, if people like Maya Angelou can, she also had an early pregnancy. I believe she was 17. I'm not sure. Somebody have to check that out. She had she was a teenage mom that went on to be something that she wanted to be. There's nothing that stops us from becoming what we want to be but ourselves. And that's why I always say, it's not about the life that you live when you're growing up. Because we live so much, our years as an adult is so much longer than the years as a child. So we have time to grow, make mistakes, and come back. But we still have to be logical enough to account for the mistakes that we make. And that's why I tell, the viewers that I have that listen to me and understand, my mindset wasn't always this way. There was a time when it wasn't too good for the people that I didn't, that I had problems with. I was in that world. And when you're in a world where everyone is a criminal, nobody can be trusted. And you then become a stereotype for what everybody in society proclaims you to be. And it's not as if we don't have talent as a people. It's not as if we don't, have the same type of, attributes that other ethnicities have. It's that the majority of the people choose to stay set in the same mindset and continue to breed at an excessive rate and continue the ignorance. And this is just taking a look back. That's all I'm doing right now, out of respect for Maya Angelou, is I'm taking a step back and looking, with the Jim Crow laws, when an African American Negro wasn't even counted as one whole person, to now I could walk outside, start taking a drive, and eventually as I get down, around certain areas, I could see somebody's pants hanging by their fucking ankles and shit, and they're walking around with 2 ponytails like a female. And it's like, It's just like, yeah, oh yeah, I don't know why the cop beat me. I do. And that's why I say, listen, it's not like I wouldn't hold my family and my friends to a higher standard. Because even when I was ripping and running, I understood what the law was. That's why they're put in place. And I was also taught, oh yeah, the white man this and the white man that. But I only can, visualize in my mind right now seeing other African American Negroes pull weapons on me, and try to do harm to me. And me as well when it came down to it. So the whole the big array and the hurrah about, oh yeah, the man this, the man that, it's more than enough opportunity to figure out a way to do something else. And like I said, it's been a lack of leadership for a while for the Black African American community. Obama being in office is not something that is going to change the way everybody's viewpoint is on the way a Black African American Negro is. It's still what it is. It's still going to remain that until the years of the people that have the old mindset are either pass away or something else happens. It's not something that is going to be changed overnight. But at the same time, if you're one of those dudes that walk around with skinny jeans and you're sagging because you saw Lil Wayne rocking it, maybe you're part of the problem too. You can't be mad if people look at you a certain way because of the way you appear. Don't judge a book by its cover. It sounds good to say it, but we all know that doesn't make any sense. Because like I said many times, if I walk into a dentist's office and the dentist has his pants sagging, I might slap him before I leave, but it ain't no way he's working on my teeth. So it matters how you appear. You know what I'm saying? If I'm stranded in the woods and I'm trying to get a ride, and a dude that pulls up, you know what I'm saying, he look like he ready to eat a dude. He look like he about to Jeffrey Dahmer this bitch. Look, I'm not gonna get in the car with him. If a girl has a tongue ring, should probably suck you. All right. Let me. I'm just trying to make sure you guys understand what my point is. I hope you guys are getting it to see exactly what I'm trying to get to about it. These are the things. You have a female that became a predominant figure. I believe she spoke 6 languages. She did a lot of things and created a lot of acclaim for herself in a time where there weren't even any. It wasn't even a majority of female rights. The Black African American Negro is like a third of person. You know what I'm saying? Like for her to be able to do all those things and to fight so heavily with the civil rights, I believe she has some pictures with Martin Luther King and Malcolm X. So she was on both sides of the nonviolence and the violence, and all these things that people before us strove and strived and did so. They weighed heavily on themselves and risked their lives every day just to make it so that we could walk outside and be a Black African American Negro and not be attacked. And then in 2014, I see dudes walking around with ponytails in their hair and their pants. Like I see your whole boxer shorts. Like if it's called underwear. And I don't think people understand that that's why it's called underwear, because it's under something, which should be your pants or shorts. I shouldn't see your shit stains in your boxes as I'm driving by in my car. It doesn't make sense to me that people still continue to blame everything on everybody else. When the last I checked, we all have free will. Everybody is not going to account to be something. Keep in mind, there's nothing against, certain jobs in the fast food industry and stuff like that, or, department stores. But we have to be honest with ourselves. That's not what the elite strive to be. So I'm not saying everybody has to be doctors, lawyers, psychiatrists, whatever, accountants. I'm saying that we should expect more of ourselves. Because if we start to expect more of ourselves, other people will begin to expect more of us and respect us. But if I walk into a deli right after 3 hood niggers is in there creating a hostile environment and the cashier wants to be hostile with me, I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at the cashier. I know some people will say, yeah, but you're not them. No, it's not about that. You represent more than just yourself when you step out there and you walk around in these streets. People complain a lot. Oh, yeah, the cop beat him for no reason. Nah, he had a reason. I probably would have beat the motherfucker too. I'm not going to lie to you. Like I said, I had to evolve to understand and to be able to have this mindset that I have now. But it was earlier because, like I said, I chose to have older friends, OGs, dudes in the street that helped to groom my mindset, and I understood. And they weren't perfect. And I'm never going to say they were. Some of them are not with us here today. But those tokens and those tools that they taught me will never be forgotten. We are what we are. But it doesn't have to be what everybody else thinks we are. But when you walk around and everything is just ridiculous, it's just ridiculous. Like I said, I wouldn't even have been as upset if the dude didn't have the ponytail holders in. You know, like if you wanted, you know, like listen, bro, like it was like 2 fucking ponytails on the sides of his head, like a female. Like this is what I'm like. It just like it's everything is happening around the same time, just for me to have more recollection to be more upset. Because it's not like I don't go and, you know, from time to time go back and visit my dudes that's in the hood and shit like that and sit down and talk with them and make them understand. It's not like I'm not welcome back to my home. You know what raised me. It's the fact that a majority of those dudes that are supposed to be doing what everybody else thinks they're supposed to be doing is not. Because I got them on a different realm. They're in a different mindset. They're doing stuff. Because I had to find a way to get them away from it. It's easy to tell somebody, oh yeah, you shouldn't be doing that. And I understood that. I had to find a way for them to make a living and to make them understand, yeah, we could still be hood dudes and make sure that we protect our family and protect our assets, but we could play the game. And that's pretty much what Maya Angelou was able to accomplish. Look at how much of a predominant figure she was. And look at the time that she came from. From a segregated Arkansas to a world-renowned poet, writer, respected for the person that she chose to be. And her life wasn't easy. Like I said, at 7 years old, getting raped by stepdads, that's not that's a hard thing to be able to even live with, you know, yet overcome. But it just shows you, as bad as you think your life is, turn on the news. There's somebody going through something a lot worse. And that's what I try to make everybody understand. The excuses has to stop. You can't walk around, you know, banging, you know, wild ridiculous music, not wearing a seatbelt, with a blunt in your mouth, get beat senseless, and be like, yo, he did it because I was black. Doesn't work, man. I just got to tell you, I got to just be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it is what it is. But we didn't get this far to start going backwards. And it's very few people that's going to keep the movement going. And like I said, there's a lack of black leadership. There's really nothing going on. When the NAACP, the chapter of Los Angeles, you know what I'm saying, is giving out Lifetime Achievement Awards to Donald Sterling, we don't really have that much of leadership as people may think we do. We got somebody with a dried up perm that only comes on the scene when it's time to make a dollar. And regardless of how much I argue it, because like I said, I stick by what I say. And if I had a chance to speak to him in person, I'll stick by what I say as well, unless he can show me different. But we have to be able to understand that we all are accountable for our actions. And we can't continue to think that just because, remember, Obama is half white. Okay, so before everybody starts getting, you know, like everybody gets really, really excited about the black president thing. And I understand about, you know, everybody, you know, hypothetically speaking, we're not all 100% black anyway. A lot of us got a lot of European and different things like that in us. But let's just be realistic. Obama's half white. So it was the white side of him that raised him. You have to realize and understand that even with him being able to accomplish the things that he did, he had to choose a certain way after a period of time. And he did his thing. You know, he got his weed on. He got a lot of things that there's nothing wrong with that. But when it was time to handle business, he handled his business. That's my issue. You can't be sitting around in your mama's basement with your name on the orange juice, passing the blunt, and then go outside looking high than a motherfucker. Basically, you walk outside and you floating on clouds. It's half baked out, this motherfucker. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. You guys just fucking floating in the air, and then you're wondering why you're a target. I didn't do nothing. He just started beating me senseless for no reason. And I'm not saying that it's right for the police brutality. I'm just saying the people before us went through a lot more than that to get you a certain type of freedom to be able to choose to do otherwise. And these are choices that you make every day. When you got to have skinny jeans on and they're sagging with half your butt cheek out, that's a decision that you're making. Has nothing to do with the cop that's waiting to beat the fuck out you just because you fit the description. You're an African-American Negro, and you look like you're up to something. Because that's a sign. Not only in jail. You know what I'm saying? Because the pants sagging is a sign in jail that you're ready to get fucked in the ass. That's besides the point. If a police officer sees you in some slacks and a nice little shirt, they ain't gonna follow you in most cases, at least not in the North. In the South, you may just get fucked up for just coming outside at the wrong time. But in the North, it's a little bit different over here. All I can do is suggest that we try to do better for ourselves. That's all I can really suggest. And if there's some way or another that I can help spark the brain for change, I'm going to make people understand that. That it is what it is, and we have to be accountable. The same way I'm accountable with my brothers and my family members that I lost because of ignorance is the same way I can be for you people that choose to listen that I don't even know. Hopefully you enjoyed this. Rest in peace, Maya Angelou. You'll never be forgotten. Until next time, one love.